Hello, my friend.
To you. How are you?
I am doing well. I hope that the volume problems are going to be
Oh, I will get through
disappearing.
'em. I just have to totally pay attention.
Do I have to talk to you like this right into the microphone?
Oh, that's much better.
Really? I mean, obviously much better, but I don't. Do I want to do what is it called? ASMR through the whole entire podcast?
I don't know. I know.
No.
I know sometimes I listen to podcasts and their voices sound like this. And I'm wondering, maybe I should speak more like this during the podcast.
Perhaps it would be a good idea for us to do this.
I don't know. What do you think?
Please let us know in the comments below.
It's very soothing, don't you think?
Definitely more soothing than when I hack and giggle.
You mean like this?
Like sometimes I laugh at people and I when I'm listening to it back, I'm like, oh, that's so terrible because I'm like
We just get
awful.
excited. And I
I
think
do.
that's us, right? I mean, we
Right?
are who we are. And yeah,
Yes. Okay, so you want to know the latest thing that I got excited about?
yes.
So I've been holding off for a really, really long time on trying Timu or Temu as the commercials
Yes,
call
yes,
it.
yes. That's right.
And then Vincent posted that he decided to try it. So he got this huge box full of stuff and it all looked really good. And I made the mistake of trying it and ordered like $100 worth of stuff all at once, which was great, wonderful. And then I just went a little bit crazy. So my new earrings, as you can see,
Yes.
they are little whisks.
Oh, are they really? Oh, yes,
Yeah,
they
let me
are. How
see.
cute are they?
And then I got this shirt that says it's a good day to bake, and I love it. And then I got all these little charms for a charm bracelet that has a whisk and a cupcake and a stand mixer and a measuring cup.
Oh, that is
And
awesome.
I'm like, I'm so ready for our podcast today. But the one thing that happened was I decided I was going to get a mystery box from Timu because I was like, that sounds fun. I really like that idea. You know how they show people, they order mystery boxes
Yeah.
and they get this giant box full of random stuff and they just open it and it's really fun? I wanted to have some fun.
What did you get?
So my mystery box came and it was literally one little flat package. And this is what was in my little mystery box. This very strange sort of
Okay.
plastic blanket of a rabbit flying a paper airplane.
And those
And,
look like boobs.
and I don't see boobs on
No,
it.
like these things. Like the
Which,
little round, pink round
yeah, they
circles
do.
with like
Oh, the
little X's
frame.
on the corners.
Yes. And then at the bottom it says, looking forward to the future.
I hope you didn't pay a lot for the mystery
I paid
box.
$15 for this. So so I immediately was like, I don't want this. I don't know what it is. It's a weird, like, plasticky blanket that I have no use for. And was not multiple things in my mystery box. And it wasn't a box. I got really complainy, which is silly because it's Timu. So what should I have expected? But anyway, they gave me my money back
Oh,
immediately
well,
and
that's
told me
good.
I didn't have to send it back. So I was like, all right, that's good. But
So,
it's
PSA to
very,
everybody out there, do not order the mystery box. Everything else looks like it was very cool.
apparently, the mystery box, I mean, they all come from different places. So you have to look at what the actual seller is selling. I didn't do that. I had no idea. I thought it was just going to be
Oh,
like a bunch of random, like Amazon does that,
yeah.
random things all thrown in boxes, right? You can buy them from warehouses, I guess.
Oh, I've never done a mystery box from Amazon either. I
Me
didn't know that
either.
that was even an option.
Well, I thought they would be a lot more expensive, and this one was really cheap. And so I was like, that sounds fun.
Not so much. And
I,
I would have thought that the mystery box might have been like things that maybe are similar to what you've actually ordered as well, right? Or
yeah,
at least like obviously you ordered a whole pile of like baking supplies or baking themed accessories, that
yeah.
kind of stuff. So you would think that maybe that mystery box would be you know, a
On
little bit
brand?
more, yeah, on brand to what you've ordered, but I guess
Maybe.
not. Like if your
Yeah.
t-shirt and your earrings and your charm bracelets all came in the mystery box, it would make total sense,
That'd be
right?
way worth way more than $15, but I'd be a happy, happy lady. I'm happy
Yeah.
anyway. I spent too much money on it, but I'm still happy.
So aside from the mystery box that went wrong,
Yeah,
but thankfully, but a good thing that they actually backed up their customer
refunded.
service and
Hmm.
satisfaction and got your money back on that. But
Yeah.
aside from that, what's the rest of your rating for all the other things that you picked up?
Not bad. A couple of things. I got one of, you saw me opening when we were
Hmm.
talking last. I got some spatulas, and they were teeny tiny little spatulas. I expected them to be full size.
Yeah,
My
I would have
fault.
loved those.
Yeah, I still have them. I'm going to use them. And little sieves, a set of three sieves, or, what do you call
Yeah.
them? You know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and they were much smaller than anticipated. So I was like, is everything just going to be mini? And I have to pay better attention, but I will use them. They will be very handy.
Yeah.
And also I got one of those frosting scrapers that has like a top and a side so that you can spin your turntable and it'll make a perfectly smooth corner. No, that did not work. Does not
Oh,
work at all. It has a foot that you're supposed to, like a flared foot that you're supposed to stand it on basically. But the flare comes out into where you would need the bottom of your cake to be. So it would need to be very straight so that the edge of your cake would stay straight. But instead, it has a foot that comes out and interferes with any smoothing that you're
mm,
trying to do. Um, and that was a piece of junk. So that I plan to return if they want me to return it. If they give me an easy way to return it, but it probably was super cheap. So I might even just send it to Salvation Army or something. I don't know. Or ask anybody else if they can use it for something else.
yeah.
But for the most part, I think the things were pretty good. I got my daughter a t-shirt too. I haven't told her about it yet. I'm going to surprise her with it, but it says in my sourdough era because
Nice.
she
Well, that's
is, the sourdough queen and she also loves Taylor Swift. So it's a very tacky shirt that she can wear while she's baking.
perfect.
Just kind
Sounds
of like
perfect.
like mine, which is not tacky.
Yes. And it's always a good day to bake. Nope.
Always a good day to bake. I know. I was like, I could wear this t-shirt every single day.
Nice.
So who do we have joining us today,
Oh
Christina?
my goodness. I cannot be more excited to welcome in these two that we've been tracking down for quite some time.
Hmm.
They are from Britain, and
Very
they
nice accents.
it's so much fun. I cannot wait. I mean, these are our first of hopefully many guests from
Hmm.
the Great British Bake Off, but they were also as a team, they teamed up for Crime Scene Kitchen. So if you've watched both, you might already know who we might be talking about. But Janusz and Keiron are joining us today for a wonderful chat, and we
Hmm.
cannot wait.
Can't wait. So excited to see them and to chat with them. They have such fun, exuberant personalities, and so
Right?
it'll be great.
And their personalities really do match their outfits that they wore
Yes.
through Crime Scene Kitchen.
Wonder if I can get any of those on Temu.
I'm sure you could, or Sheen.
Yeah, which I have yet to try. I don't think we should give me anything else where I can go shopping online because that's just dangerous, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know. And I don't know, actually, I know Sheen does a lot of like clothing, but
Hmm.
does Timu do clothing
I think
besides
so.
t-shirts?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So I'll
They
take a
do.
peek and see if I can be as fashionable as these two lovely people who we are about to speak with.
Oh,
Out to speak with.
yes. What a
So
fun
everyone,
conversation. You guys are in for a treat. I know it was such a treat and honor for us to be able to chat with them as
yes,
well.
definitely. Thank you so much, everybody. Please
Well,
welcome Janus and Kieran. Hooray!
Well, we are so very excited to have both of you guys here and join us for Baking Scraps, our podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you guys are
Thank
super crazy
you.
busy, and for making the time to chat with us, two BC girls from Canada. It's so awesome. to finally get a chance to chat and have a conversation. So
Yeah, of course. Our pleasure, honestly. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us. We're really excited.
oh, good. Yay.
Oh, that's good. Awesome.
We're
Are you
super excited.
we
I'm
are. We've
I'm
been
I'm
like
like fangirling a little over here because I'm a big fan of both of you.
get to the
Thank
point where we don't know what to say. We'll just be like,
Yeah, we'll just be like, I can't believe pitch me.
you.
do you get that kind of reaction from people? People recognizing you on the street and
Janusz does a lot.
Mm.
Not me.
No, you.
No, no, especially not in the UK. No one saw me because the show didn't air here.
Mm,
So
Okay.
no one saw us from the show. Although when I
yeah.
did spend Christmas and New Year in LA, and I did get noticed a few times, which was
Ah,
How
quite
did that
amazing.
feel? Was it kind of surreal?
It, it was fun. I liked it. Yeah. Also
yeah.
kind of weird, like just walking around eating a corn dog and someone was like, "You're Keiron." Like,
Wow, that's pretty cool. You
The
knew
fact
yeah,
how
that
was
he
it
really.
eats
for you
corn
then?
dogs, or that people actually knew who he, he
Love a
was.
corn dog.
That's awesome. I love it. And how about you, Yunus? I mean, is it?
I do get recognized sometimes, but there's one thing I really remember. So when the Great British Bake Off was airing in UK, I've actually went to Waitrose, which is sort of like Whole Foods in USA. I would
Okay,
compare it to sort
yeah.
of this kind of supermarket. And suddenly I just realized that the whole shop has stopped and just started looking at me.
Mm.
And I couldn't, I was like, What is happening?" And then I looked at the Waitrose magazine. They have like a monthly magazine. And the photo of the contestants was on their sort of main page. So that was me in Waitrose staring at myself. And I was like, oh no. So that was like a first hit of the reality. I was like, oh, people actually notice me.
Well, Bake
Well,
Off is quite huge.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Kieron was on Bake Off as well.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. Hang on. Yeah, it's one of those things that how come you're not getting recognized then?
Me?
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I was on Bake Off the Professionals, and it's not
yeah.
as popular as the regular show.
I would
So
think
I
most
think
people
the
watch
audience is,
both of them.
I
yeah.
I
don't
don't.
know.
You would think they would watch both of them because the franchise is so big everywhere
Mm,
internationally.
yeah,
Such a popular franchise. And so,
Yeah,
yeah, I would think Bake Off Professional would be just as popular.
you would
I
think.
I
Yeah.
think
I
that
would
for
think
us,
so.
go
But as
ahead.
well, the promotion that goes into it is
Hmm.
completely different.
Yeah.
Because the Great British Bake Off is really promoted, their social media are up and running. And then suddenly, when the Bake Off Professionals is on, their social media are really quiet.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's really bizarre. But the challenges they have to do on a Bake Off the Professionals,
yeah.
oh my God, I just cannot believe it. I would
Don't
never do it.
remind me.
In million years, I just always said to them,
I've
no,
just
that is
gotten
not what I
over
want to do.
it.
Oh,
So
man.
being on Bake Off the Professionals, do you think that maybe the appeal of the original British Bake Off is more that they are amateur bakers as opposed to
I think
professionally
so.
trained?
I think the everyday person watching the show can relate more
Mm.
to the regular Bake Off than the professional. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of craziness going on that no one can even understand, because they just don't work in that world.
True.
Um, and also, this is a lot more stressful, and I don't think people like to see people under a lot of stress. I think it's fun every now and again, but the professional Bake Off is super, super intense and super stressful,
Yeah.
and lots of things go wrong all the time. And I don't know, sometimes it makes for uncomfortable viewing a little bit, I think, and I
Okay.
don't think people might enjoy that as much.
Yeah.
It does because the Great British Bake Off is sort of set for people to succeed. Of course,
Hmm.
there is a time limit, and if something goes wrong, well, you're in big trouble and you have to cut corners, of course, because there's competition and there's time limit to everything. But I feel like Bake Off Professionals, the challenges are so hard, so many elements and so many pieces you have to make that when I see their time scale, I'm like, this is unachievable. You just cannot do it.
I think
Yeah.
it's also you can get to know each contestant a little bit better on the regular Bake Off because it's just one contestant. Whereas
Mhm.
if you're in a team, you don't get to express yourself that much. And being a bit more relaxed on the regular Bake Off, you can see them talking to the judges and having a cup of
Mhm.
tea and that kind of thing. And you just do not have time to do that in the
Yeah.
professional Bake Off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved being on the show. It was amazing, if not crazy stressful.
Crazy stressful. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's kind of
That's the
par for the
world.
course
Par for
when
the
it comes
course.
to the pastry
Yeah.
world and the, professional bakers. Christina, have you been able to access Bake Off Professional
I
anywhere?
haven't. I haven't.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it actually. It was only I actually, to be very honest, I didn't even know Bake Off Professional was the thing until I started doing some research and went, oh,
Mhm.
there's a Bake Off
Yeah.
Professional. How cool is
Yeah.
that? And it's been going on for quite a number of seasons as well.
Yeah,
Um,
Bake Off the Professionals is the reason I became a pastry chef.
Really?
oh,
Okay, well,
Yeah,
tell us your story.
I had my own cake business from home, and I saw the first series of, it used to be called Creme de la Creme.
okay.
And I saw the first series and I was like, my God, how do I do this? And that's when I went to pastry school.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Very
Okay,
cool.
so Bake Off has inspired all of us in in some ways because I know
absolutely.
that's why
Yeah.
I started
Yeah.
baking is the British show.
Really
Yep, yep, definitely.
amazing.
Yeah. How about you, Christina? Was it because of British or because of Canadian or
Well, I started baking when I was a young child, right? It was
so
that's just
before the show?
before
Mm.
the much longer than before the show, both all of them. So, but no, I used to bake with my grandmother and my mom like all the time, right? It was just being Portuguese background, food's very important, sweets are really important, making our own bread, all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's when I started baking. But certainly firing up the passion to bake more came
Mhm.
from watching things like British Bake Off and the Great Canadian Baking Show and all of the fun baking shows that are on.
Yeah, we do
So
love them, that's for sure.
yes,
And that's
yes,
how
we do.
we met each other is because of
Mhm.
Instagram and trying to get on the Great Canadian Baking Show, which
Oh,
whatever
really?
case.
Ooh.
We'll
Yes.
see eventually,
Yeah.
So
someday.
far,
But
we're over how many now, Lisa?
well, I've tried five. This was
Over.
my fifth time trying, and they all know me very well now. So I'm just figuring that one of these days, when the
It will
casting,
happen. Just keep going. It'll
Yeah.
happen
Yeah,
when it's meant to happen.
there was a lady on my season who actually tried 13 times.
Wow.
From
whoa.
the season one, she tried and she got
Wow.
onto my season. So she applied 13 times and then she finally got through. So yeah,
Oh,
13 time lucky.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not such
13
an
times
unlucky
lucky.
number.
13 times. Something to aspire to for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Wow,
Janusz,
I'll be like really old by then.
that's
Let's
what we
Yes, she
hope
were.
it's
was.
a little sooner than 13.
Yeah, a
Oh
little sooner.
man.
Let's hope. So go ahead,
So
Christina.
so I was just going to say, let's start at the beginning. Like, where did you guys get your passion for baking? Where did it start? When did it start? So Janusz, let's start with you.
It's a really good question because we and Kieran discussed it already, and our food journeys are completely different. And my background is that I'm Polish, and my mom used to bake every Saturday. It was her sort of therapy. After a busy week, working, looking after kids, she would have her morning in the kitchen when she would make something for the, family for the weekend. And it was sort of her time. But when I started to grow a little bit older, I got interested in what she's doing in this kitchen. I want to help. I want to do the same thing. So she started introducing me to the baking world and how to bake. Of course, her bakes were really tasty, but really rustic, really home vibe. We're talking apple pie, apple cake, cheesecakes, baked cheesecakes, Polish cheesecakes,
Mhm.
and all sorts of those things. And when I moved out to uni, I lived with my best friend Kasia, and we sort of carried over with this tradition where we baked every Saturday as well. Sometimes we were really hangover, I'm not gonna lie, and this was like our sort of we nearly dying moment, but we're gonna have a cake or a cheesecake afterwards, so we're just gonna push through the pain. And then I moved to UK, and I sort of stopped baking for a while, but then I got with my boyfriend Simon, and I sort of carry on baking because his family is absolutely massive. So there would be an occasion to bake probably every other week, if not
Right.
every week sometimes. Uh, and my bakes were really rustic, really home vibe, really tasty. And then Simon for Christmas bought me a KitchenAid and told me, yeah, it starts to work on your decoration. And I was like, oh, no, it's just going to be a machine that makes my things much easier. And I sort of started going into decoration. I started decorating my cakes, and that's still improving. But yeah,
Very
Amazing.
cool. Yeah. And
That's
your
awesome.
bakes are so very colorful, and you can totally see your personality and the whimsy and just the fun. You can really see that you have a great time when you're doing your decorating and baking.
oh yeah,
Which is really
absolutely.
it's so joyous.
Absolutely. Using color is fantastic. I think baking should bring you joy. And even when I bake in my kitchen, I have a little drawer of shame where I keep all of my food colorings, and the drawer is full to the brim. And I still keep on buying them because I want to try different ones. So I probably ended up having 20 shades of orange, 20 shades of yellow, so
Wow.
it's still great.
That's
That's
amazing.
much better than trying to mix a bunch to get the right shade that you want, because that takes forever
That
sometimes.
A
never
long
works as well. That never works as well.
time.
I once I think I ran out of one food coloring and I was trying to make one color and I ended up with brown. And it
Mm,
was not supposed to be brown. I was like,
Everything always goes
no.
brown. Makes
yes.
me feel
Yeah,
like
so I was like, I just gave up and I just got all the shades I want so I could just make them as I wanted. The only color I've learned how to make perfectly is actually color of blood for Halloween baking.
Ooh,
That is handy.
that that's
That
an
is very
important one.
handy.
I work for Canadian Blood Services, so that's kind of
Well, there you
it's
go.
kind of
You know the
ironic.
true shade.
Yes, I do. I'm always
Mhm.
it's weird because we have to poke people's fingers to check their hemoglobin level before they're able to donate. And I'm always like, it's really pretty actually. Then I wonder if there's something wrong with me that I'm enjoying the shade of
A
blood.
bit Dexter.
But I
Oh
hope
man.
not. So how did the two of you meet actually? Oh, do you want to ask Kieran how he got started
Play a
first?
good idea. Karen,
No
how
one
did you
cares
get
about me.
started in
Let's
baking?
We
move on. I'm
care.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a balancing act with four people on the screen, so
Yeah.
bear with us.
I got into baking late. I never baked with my mum or my grandma. Like that just was never a thing. We were not a foodie household at
Right.
all. My mum was a fan of convenience, and anything that could be store-bought probably was. Um, we would have like powdered custard and shop-bought sponges, and that was childhood, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't until I think I baked my first cake when I was 24. So it was pretty late.
That was two
And
years ago, just so everybody knows.
I wish. Woof. Um, no, I started after university. I did art at uni, and I just fell into a random job that wasn't creative, and I was trying to find different avenues on how to be creative, and I saw a part-time cake decorating course. Thought I'll give that a go. It was just one evening a week. And on the first day, I was, my God, I love this. Okay, how do I do this for a career? So I applied for an apprenticeship at a bakery, quit my job, started there, and that was it. Like I was baking all the time. First of all, I didn't necessarily care that much about the baking. It was more about the
The
aesthetic of
decorating.
what I'm decorating. That's
Hmm.
what I really was obsessed with. The baking was very much secondary until I started making cakes for people to eat, and people wanted to buy them from me. So I was like, okay, it needs to be as good on the inside as it is on the outside.
Hmm.
So then I taught myself and ultimately went to pastry school.
Very cool.
That's so
Mm.
awesome.
Wow. What an incredible story actually to be a late bloomer in a sense, right?
Yeah,
But
totally. Like it
you're
was not in my, it's when people say bacon's in their blood, I totally agree with it. I get it and I can see it in people, but for me, it just was not. But I guess it still kind of is, you know? Like I love it so much and I think I'm pretty good at it. So
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say I think we can all agree that you guys are both incredible bakers
Hmm.
and decorators as well. Like it's
Thank
just
you.
amazing work that both of you guys do day in, day out. So really cool. And how serendipitous was it that you found that course on
I
and
know.
kind of, on a whimish kind of, you just threw it out there and went, oh, you know what, that sounds interesting. I'll do that. And that from day one kind of
Mhm.
led you to where you are today. Is
Yeah.
incredible that people can find their passion like that in just by
In a
taking a
moment.
course. Yeah,
Yeah.
just in a
Yeah,
moment.
for sure. I was also, so the course, if you wanted to complete, um, was 4 years. So it was one
Oh.
evening a week over 4 years. You
Mm.
could do level 1, 2, and 3, and then that would take you to the 4 years. By
Whoa.
the time I was in level 2, I started teaching level 1.
Ah.
Um, so it was kind of strange because I'd be teaching some people sometimes who I was in a class with, and it was just a bit like, sorry, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you're doing that wrong.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So
that would be.
Hmm.
the music and art is your thing?
Yeah.
I'm looking at your shirt. I really love that shirt.
This was a little thrift store purchase when I went to LA. I just thought it was very fun. I wore it for New Year.
It is
Nice.
very fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it. Okay.
So it's an interesting story. We've got an Eager Beaver and a late bloomer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There you go.
And so
totally.
how did those two meet each other?
Yeah.
And at what point in your baking journey? So had both of you, did you know each other before you were on Bake Off individually, or was it after that?
We met
No,
after.
we actually met in a nightclub. Joking.
We did.
Oh, does
Oh,
Simon
this
know
could be a
about
good
this?
story.
Tell the story, Janusz. Tell the story. I'm
I've,
intrigued.
I've really tried, but I couldn't keep my face straight. No. I really need to
Um,
we need to make a story up and sell it to a newspapers. That would be
let's
really
do it.
great.
A scandal.
That's a
Let's
great
do that.
idea.
Yeah. No, we actually met on when Janusz was about to release his book. So I now work as a food stylist,
Mhm.
which I've been doing for about 5 years. Absolutely love it. And I was the food stylist on Janusz's cookbook.
Ah,
Oh.
very
So we
cool.
met before that to plan everything and discuss the recipes and everything. But yeah, we met officially on the set of his cookbook and spent 2 crazy weeks together with the the
Oh,
boiling
that was
London sun. It was horrible. It was like the summer where it reached 40 degrees in London, and we were in a studio that had no air conditioning. One one cake just slid off of set.
Oh,
It was stressful, but
oh,
You
really
still
fun.
look stressed.
yeah, just thinking about it.
I was thinking Bake Off was stressful. No.
This was more
Yeah,
stressful.
and I mean, cookbooks are always crazy. There's so much to get through in one day, and it was 2 full weeks of just recipe. I mean, you've seen his cookbook. It's incredible and
Yeah.
colorful and
So beautiful.
full
Yeah.
of loads of different things. So it was juggling all of that and being surrounded by mountains of food coloring.
All of them came out of your drawer,
Drawer of
Janusz.
shame.
Yes.
So the cookbook, Baking with Pride, was released in May 2024. So how much before that were you working on this collaboration or the food
When did we
styling?
shoot the cook? We shot it the summer before, so it was probably the July
It was
of
June, July,
23.
yeah.
Yeah, June, July.
And
Yeah.
I
Wow.
started working on a book early 2022.
Wow.
Okay. Takes
No,
time.
early
23.
2023, sorry.
Yeah.
Early. Yeah, so it probably took around 6 months, 7 months to get it all sorted.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what
Wow.
an accomplishment. How did it feel to see it and hold it in your
Oh,
hand?
it still sort of feels unreal. And I'm very blessed that, I had a chance to write a cookbook. And when I got an offer to write a cookbook, I knew straight away I want to do something that's special to me.
Yeah.
And of course, I had to get pride involved because there was no other choice.
Mhm.
Pride is something really important, and I think people don't talk about this enough because visibility really matters. That was really important to me, and I thought if I can do it through the art of baking, even better.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's wonderful when you can combine your two passions and really make a difference, like using your platform as a baker to really get that message out and help support such a, just a wonderful endeavor. I think it's great. And I think you did that through your time at Bake Off as well, where you were wearing your outfits were the colors of pride through your time on Bake Off as well.
They never realized, the production only realized when I asked them for approval to post something on my Instagram. And they were like, hold on a moment. I was like, yeah.
You had a
took them a while
plan.
to realize it. That was subtle.
Very clever. Very
Who
clever.
knew you
Really
could be so
awesome.
colorful and so subtle at the same time?
And I'm still surprised that I've managed to do all the colors, because I was thinking probably I will do one or two and I will never post about this. But suddenly I've managed to complete all the flag colors.
That's wonderful.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
so beautiful that you were able to do that. So very, very awesome. And how creative. It comes back down to like the creativity and just putting together that plan. And I think that's wonderful that you were able to accomplish that and show all the colors.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then I have the next question, which is, because that's not a lot of time between when you first met and when you were on Crime Scene Kitchen together, because they probably film it about like 6 months before it actually airs. And so how did that come about?
So we'd met a few times after, because meeting each other on the show, on the cookbook, we obviously became friends. We had a lot of
Trauma bonding, through trauma bonding, yes.
Trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, trauma bonding. So yeah, we became friends, and we'd go and we'd have drinks together, and we went to see some drag queens and do lots of fun things together. And then it was Janusz who got approached to audition for the show, and he was kind enough to think of me and want to do the show with me. So he reached out and said, how does this sound? And I was like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a question. Absolutely. Like, of course I will. Let's go for it.
And then we went through the audition process together, because we still got through the whole auditioning process. And we ended up in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Filmed in Toronto, right?
It was filmed in Toronto, yeah. It was actually a year ago today. We were there filming. I was looking through images.
That was the semi-final. That was the semi-final.
Yeah, so a year is, I can't believe how fast it's gone. It still feels like it was like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
That's amazing. And was that your first trip out to Toronto? Had you ever been to Canada before?
I've never been to Canada. That was our first trip. Really enjoyed it. I think we've tried all the food places, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, you have to do that if you're in Toronto, because that's
so good. I can't wait to go back. I love Toronto.
Oh, good.
Really
okay.
it.
I have a foreshadowing question right now.
Okay.
Did you try butter tarts when you were here?
Did we? No, we didn't actually.
Okay.
Right.
We've heard about them.
You heard about
it.
Okay.
Next time we come, are you going to make us some butter tarts?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. You guys come up to the Vancouver area.
We're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Come to our area.
We will do it.
100%.
Done.
Yes.
And we'll make them in all the different ways.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
How do you make a butter tart? What's in?
Okay,
Butter,
so
obviously.
this is why I'm saying it's foreshadowing. So on the Great Canadian Baking Show, it's kind of this pivotal question, which is butter tarts, which is classically Canadian, raisins or no raisins. And people are very much divided on the topic of raisins or no raisins.
Okay.
So I like them with raisins, which was a shocking discovery for my friend Cristina here. She could not believe it. And she judges anyone very heavily who likes raisins in their butter tart.
I only really judge
me.
You can compare it to British scone, cream or jam goes first.
Right.
I was literally just thinking that.
Yeah,
Of course, cream.
Which one goes first?
Of course, cream, he said.
Of course, cream.
Okay, so
I always do cream first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
he's okay then? All right, excellent.
No, actually, do I do cream first? Yeah, I do.
You
You
treat
got me
cream as
questioning.
a butter. It's your butter, and then you put your jam on it.
Mhm.
Mm,
Easy.
so yeah.
Delish. I could go
Yeah.
for a scone
And the
right now.
clotted cream,
Me
right?
too.
Always. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's so
Oh,
good.
it's a must.
Yeah.
it's so
Mhm.
good. When we Christina was visiting me here in Victoria, we went to the Empress Hotel and they do a full tea. And
Mm.
it is, oh my goodness, the scones with
Oh,
the
so good.
clotted cream. It
Mm.
was so yummy, so delicious.
Delish.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that's the story about the butter tarts.
I
Okay.
probably
So,
will be team raisins. I absolutely love
yeah,
raisins.
yeah. You
I
like
love
raisins.
raisins too.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
But
Yay.
are raisins
Yeah.
traditional or were they added later?
Yeah, traditional to have raisins in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but she just doesn't like it. She says that there's a place and time for raisins, so she'll take them in. Let me see if I get this right, okay? Cinnamon raisin bread or
Yep.
bagels.
Yes.
And I can't remember what else.
Oatmeal cookies.
Oatmeal cookies.
Always.
Only two, well, breads in general, and then cookie in a cookie format, just oatmeal raisin cookies. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's
she
about it.
likes to put
Good.
currants in her butter tarts,
Mhm.
which I think
Oh,
sounds gross.
I'm not a
No, that
current
is a good
fan.
idea as well. That is a really
You
good idea as
Janusz.
well.
Hey.
I love carrots.
Yeah.
Do you?
Like
I
great.
find currants a little too bitter.
I just don't
Mhm.
like the grit of them.
Mm.
She doesn't like the what she says is the of a
The
raisin,
rest.
and I don't like the
It's
of the
too,
currant. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's just a little
Too
too,
much give.
there's too much chew in that,
Fair.
right? So, but anyway, we digress. We
Yeah.
digress. So, so you're in Toronto, you made
Mhm.
it to Crime Scene Kitchen. Tell us about that experience. Like what, first of all, what a fun baking show. It is
Did you
unlike
Oh.
see
any
Yanish's
other
eyes?
baking competition show
Those
out
were some
there.
big eyes. Wow.
I mean, I need to say the first time we've done the Crimson Kitchen and we went through the Crimson Kitchen, I just realized, yeah, we both not detectives. Yeah, that for sure.
I know.
So,
I thought we'd do so much better in the crime
I
scene
was
than we
like,
did, but a lot of it was guessing.
no,
Yeah.
all of it was guessing.
well, yeah, because you only have
And
like what 2 minutes to go through the
Honestly,
kitchen.
I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was. I'm not gonna lie. They
we
really
made some we've made some very educated guesses. They were guesses, yes. And I think we were the only team who was discussing like always 30, 40 minutes into a bake. And everybody already was like halfway through baking something, and we were still like, no, we don't know what we're
Yeah.
doing.
It must be so hard. You feel really quite stalemated if you don't have something definitive that jumps out at you immediately. There's just
yeah.
such a wide variety of possibilities. And
Mhm.
and I mean, they do like American bakes and stuff too. So how familiar are you with those? I don't know.
Exactly. Not very.
Apparently not.
How did you prep for the show? Like knowing you probably understood the premise going in.
hmm
So
hmm
what were you guys able to make some, practice or figure out
Bring
or
your
took some
cookbook.
guesses? Yeah, things from your cookbook maybe, or like how did you prep for the show?
I
Um,
mean, we just ordered a load of American baking book cookbooks
Oh,
and
okay.
A good
just
idea.
and
went
hope for the
through like,
best.
huh?
And hope for the best.
And
And
hope
hope
for
for
the
the
Literally,
best.
best.
that's what it is. I have a huge catalog of recipes and things from pastry school and things that I've made when I worked as a pastry chef. So I kind of collated all of that and made a little folder and yeah, just hoped. The thing is, you cannot really prepare for it. You have no idea what it's going to be
Mhm.
ever. So you just have to hope that you know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really bizarre because I was trying to find plenty of like classic American bakes and try to learn all the different frostings, even the cooked frostings that
Mhm.
are being used in USA. So I've tried just to learn all of this. But of course, I think when I went wrong is I remember when I made something. So instead of making those cakes, I only read about them. But
Mhm.
probably if I made one, because I've read about Italian cream cake, but on a day,
Mm.
gone, not in my head anymore.
Yeah.
So probably if I made them, that would stay in my head a bit. But then saying that you're not gonna suddenly make 100 cakes because you're going on a show, and
Yeah.
maybe not, maybe one of them will be on the show. It's always worth to over prepare than under prepare. And I feel like I sort of under prepared if it comes to my knowledge. But then you cannot really prepare for the crimes in kitchen element because
No.
it seems so easy on a TV because they show people who actually find the clues. But when it comes in the
We were
kitchen,
those
when
people.
we were just running around,
Well,
we were just running around and we were finding absolutely nothing. I remember there was an episode, I think we were making a butter egg. You find the residue of marzipan being made, and I found a knife. And I think that was the only clues we actually found. And
Yeah.
I just,
It's
I just
funny.
opened a drawer.
I would love to see the actual 2 minutes
I
of us
wouldn't. No,
doing
that would be
with the
mortified. I would be absolutely mortified. The amount of clues we missed, like the massive baking paper on the floor. How? Like
you
it's
Oh,
such
just,
a
I mean,
you've
you
got those
just
2 minutes and you're trying to rush, go everywhere. And actually, when you rush and try to do everything in one go, you do
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. So probably it looked like both of us running around the kitchen, trying to open manicure doors, not even looking at them and then closing them. No, I would not like to watch it, Kieran. I would not.
So have you been able to see the show?
Yeah, we watched the
Okay.
show.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Good, good,
watched
good.
the show.
I was like,
Um,
oh no, if it's not aired over there, but
yeah, we found they send links for
oh,
each
good.
episode as it airs, so
because
we
that
were
would
able to do
suck.
that. I know, right? Well,
Yeah.
it was a moment when I was a bit worried, but no, we got there in the end.
Yeah,
But
it
the
was
show
really
in
good.
general is the best baking show out there. Like I absolutely love it. I think it's
Yeah.
such a fun concept. I
Mhm.
think a lot of baking shows are kind of cut and paste formula, and this just turns it completely on its head,
Yes.
Yeah.
makes the viewer at home intrigued and
Mhm.
guessing along with you. And
Hmm,
I
hmm.
think it's such a fun concept, and I really can't wait to see more from other
But
seasons.
Yeah.
this is
Same
a
here. I
baking
mean,
competition.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think this competition you cannot prepare for. You've got this knowledge or you don't have this knowledge. And
Yeah.
that is it because you can sometimes find some clues and you are not going to put them together. I remember in semifinals, I found so many clues for a change. Yes, I found probably most of the clues. I just couldn't piece them together. I never knew what they mean. And when I was talking to Kieran, he was like, oh, so if you found this and that, that means that this was made. So I think that's where sort of professional knowledge sort of
Yeah.
kicks in when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with it.
And having the
Uh,
two brains being, being able to have teamwork, although you weren't able to talk to each other about it until everybody had gone through the kitchen, am I right?
That
Exactly,
is
yeah.
right.
Have to retain it for as long as
And
possible.
I'm
That's
not
the
good with
hardest
that.
part as well, trying
mm,
to remember what you saw, because as soon as you come out of the kitchen, we're separated until everybody's done it. So it could be probably, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 minutes until everyone's done it and they've reset and staged it all again. And so you're just alone with your thoughts and you're like, did I see that? Did I not see this? I think I saw that. And then I don't know what Janusz has seen. So it's just, yeah,
Yeah, but
you
then some
guess until
information
you
pieced
put it together.
together. Some information do piece together when you talk to this. Oh, I've seen this. Oh, and I've seen this, and then you can piece it together. But
yeah.
when you're just staying by yourself, you like no idea where was this used. So it's a
Oh,
really
wow.
interesting concept. It's a really interesting concept, and you really need to work as a team.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think people who actually know each other really well can do better on the show because the communication is really important. I
Hmm.
mean, we were talking for a bit too long. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end, we
That was
actually
the
paid
fun
off.
part.
That was really fun. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you made it right
Yeah.
to the end.
We did
Yeah.
So
indeed.
that's
So
pretty
close.
impressive. So
So I know.
congratulations
Yeah.
for
Thank
that.
So
you.
Thank you.
Very awesome. And what I don't remember what I was going to ask. So Christina, you can ask something. Woo!
but no, but I mean, I think when you're through that kitchen, did you guys have like a divide and conquer approach? Like, Keiron, you take the right side of the kitchen, and you take the left, or you do the fridge and the dishwasher and all the containers, and I'll, sweep the floor. And check the aprons and
Check
in
the apron
behind
pockets.
canisters. Or...
Mhm.
Check the trash. Check. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
The first challenge, it was my suggestion. I said, let's go around together so that we can talk as we see things. And oh, this could be this could be this. Disaster. We got halfway through the kitchen and 10 seconds was left. So we were like scrambling around trying to find what was on the other half of the kitchen. So that's when we missed a lot of clues.
Yeah.
So the next challenge, we decided to separate, which was the better thing to do. But still, we were just terrible. Like it's so hard. Like we missed so many things, and they're just very good at hiding the clues. That's what it is. And they throw far too many red herrings. Like it's
And if it didn't help that Keiron was not wearing glasses.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
he wasn't wearing glasses.
So
That's not
my
helpful.
eyes are deteriorating with my old age, and I should have worn them.
He's
And I
talking to
didn't.
these two ladies in their 50s and
Yeah, yeah.
saying,
50, stop it.
hey, I got
My
it.
God.
I got my readers right here. So.
I didn't bring mine. I might have to scoot out to get mine so I can disagree. Yeah,
there
no,
we go.
I
The
hear you.
glasses.
But you know what? In spite of all of the craziness and how you guys felt, I mean, obviously you excelled in the sense that you made it through the friend round, and then got a chance to get into when they combined the two different groups, right? The friends and family
and the
groups
merge.
together, the merge. Thank you.
Merge.
That's my old age going, what's the word? What did they call that?
Yes, we're
And
all
then-
very old. We get it.
And then you make it all the way past the semifinals. You made it all the way to the finale. So that is such an incredible accomplishment. And especially because, you guys hadn't really met. You hadn't, been
Known
friends
each other
and
long.
hadn't met it that long, right? It hadn't been that long since
totally.
you really knew each other. And as opposed to some other of the friend groups that actually bake together, or do you know what I mean? So that was
totally, yeah.
yeah.
I
So
mean, it was kind of
so
easier
fun.
for us. I think in this sense of sort of thing, it was easier for us because maybe it is not a long relationship, but really intense. But we met in a professional setting, so sort of the dynamic in the kitchen was already set.
Okay, yeah.
So we didn't have this thing where people are trying to work out, oh, how do we approach this? How do I do this? No, like sort of that was already worked through when we done the photo shoot for my cookbook. So we already walked into the kitchen and we knew the work balance, who's doing what are somebody's strengths, what are somebody's weaknesses, what one person is capable of. So it was much easier in this respect, I think, for us because we actually worked together.
Yeah, you had that.
I think we work really well together as well. Like what Janusz's strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa. Like we pick each other up when the other one doesn't necessarily know what they're doing. So I think we had a really good yin and yang. And that started on the cookbook and then just followed through. And I think we also pulled each other aside and said, like, nothing's personal if anything goes wrong or if anyone loses their temper or anything like that, then it's not personal. We're in a very stressful situation.
But you know what? It didn't come across that way on
We didn't. It never happened. We got along so well. Everything was great. There were a few tense moments in the final because a few things went wrong. But we never like were cross with one another at all. We were friends all the way through, which is
But, we were in a very stressful situation because, like, even I remember Battenberg. It was, I think, 90-minute challenge, and we discussed it for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Then suddenly we had 45 minutes to make a Battenberg. Yeah, obviously we're gonna be like.
Well, the good thing about the show, though, and the premise of the whole thing is if you actually baked something closest to what it was, and baking the right thing was more important than baking something that was really great and delicious. And do you know what I mean?
This is why we took so long.
But as a baker, you don't want to serve a pile of
yes, of course.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Exactly. Thank you for taking this word from my mouth. You don't want to serve something not really up to your standard, do you? So I think that's what some people will struggle with, that
Yes.
they presented something that's not up to their standard. And if you discuss for too long or you make a pivotal decision last moment, unfortunately, you have to. And we really try to avoid it. So Battenberg was the only time I was like, yeah, we're gonna serve hot garbage here. We didn't, which was very surprising to me because I was thinking we literally gonna.
We pulled it out of the bag.
Yeah.
Till this day, I've got no idea how.
Well,
Well,
that's the magic of Crime Scene Kitchen
It is
somehow.
indeed.
yeah. And I
But
think part of it is you guys had a lot of joy through it all. Like when well, at least that's what we saw, how they edited it.
No, there was
That's what we saw.
honestly, there was so much joy that we
Yeah.
never fell out. We never were cross with one another. Like we had the initial discussion before we started the show saying if we, lose our temper, it's not personal, but it
Yeah.
never happened. And yeah, even in such a high intense situation, we remained amazing with one another.
and
That's
you're
very
still
nice.
friends now.
No,
Of
in such a
course, yeah,
situation, you
absolutely.
of course can be sometimes really blunt. I can be sometimes unintentionally really blunt when I'm trying to say something. And it not necessarily means I'm trying to be rude or something. It's just when you're so stressed and you want to communicate something really quick, it can come out really short, and
Yeah.
that's not what you want, but that
Yeah.
sometimes happens. So we've made this very clear that that's fine. Those things happen. We're just human beings. Like, don't hold grudges.
Right. And that's working in a kitchen anyway.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. And
absolutely.
working in the kitchen, absolutely, you're sometimes gonna be annoyed when, 5 times you burn your caramel. Of course, I'm gonna get annoyed if I'm done it 5 times.
I would be annoyed. Yep. Yep. I was messaging Christina this morning because I was like, I thought we were still on for an hour earlier. And so I was rushing because I made a cake this morning and I was working on my ice cream and my custard wasn't thickening. And I'm standing in my dressing gown at the stove stirring and texting her and being like, it's not thickening. I don't have time to do this and that. And she's like, don't worry, we got another hour. And I was like,
There you go.
Yep.
Okay,
but yeah,
easy. So
all
what you
those
were
things.
baking?
I have a girls' night with my daughter, my mom, my sister, and my niece tonight, and they, of course, enlisted me to bring the dessert. So I made an almond
Surprise.
raspberry, yeah, exactly, an almond raspberry coffee cake, and thought it would be nice to have a vanilla bean ice cream to go with it. So
That's
It would be
amazing.
really
it's
nice. I'm
chilling.
coming as well.
Come over,
I would
please.
love
If you get on a flight now, you
Okay.
might be able to make it.
It's girls'
And
night, baby.
your bake sounds absolutely lovely because I will be baking tonight as well. But what I'm making, I think is absolutely shocking. But that's my boyfriend who actually wanted this for his birthday, which is tomorrow. He wants a cornflake tart.
A cornflake tart.
Mm.
That sounds
You
really
know,
good.
That's a British classic. You might
It's a
want to
very
explain.
British bake.
Oh,
Yeah.
So tell
I'm
us about this cornflake tart.
yeah, explain it. What,
Yeah,
is
explain
this
what
what
it
it sounds
is.
like?
It sounds good. I love cornflakes, and especially when you can bake with them because they've got that crunchiness and so
Do
good.
you just
Oh,
use cornflakes out of a
What are
box?
you doing? Oh,
yeah, cornflakes and golden syrup, and you combine those two together and you get the tart.
And you bake them in the pie crust with some raspberry jam. Yes, that's the whole premise of this concoction.
So do you feel almost offended that that's what he wants for his birthday cake? Because my kids are like, I want an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. They don't even let me bake their birthday cake, and I feel really
Oh,
upset by that. But I mean, he's got this person who has like essentially become a professional baker and like bakes on TV
has his own
and he wants a
cookbook.
cornflake tart.
And that's what he wants.
Sometimes, you know what? It's one of those things that sometimes simple is best, right?
absolutely.
And really at the end of the day, it's like if it's baked with love, made with love, then it shows regardless of whether it's a cornflake tart, which personally sounds really, really tasty,
Sounds pretty
delicious
good.
to me.
I can tell you tomorrow. I can tell you
Okay,
tomorrow.
perfect.
Yeah, send us a
But,
message.
and I don't know, there's something
It's
about
nostalgic.
simple.
I think he's
And
I think
obviously
it's nostalgic.
remembers
Yeah,
his younger days and he wants
yeah.
something he used to have in his childhood.
Oh, yes,
And
and
he wanted
especially as
with
you get older, yeah,
custard because
that
he could
makes
serve
sense.
with custard as well.
With custard? Yeah,
Hmm.
that sounds
Mm.
good.
Just,
I mean,
just to make the cornflakes soggy after making the crumbs. Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense.
why not? Why not?
Oh
Is it
man.
a big birthday for him? Like, is it like a milestone birthday?
No, that's the middle way through 30s.
Okay,
Oh,
it's all good. Well,
still baby.
I was
still
gonna
a
say
baby.
Still a baby.
It's
Midway,
very kind of you
mid-30s?
to make that
Mid-30s.
for
Hmm.
him. What, do you remember that? It was a while ago?
That was a long while
Hmm?
ago.
Yeah. She
Mid-30s.
remembers being in her 30s.
Those are the good old times.
Right now is the good old days. We're in that our
every day
good
is a
old
good
days.
old day.
That's right. That's
Every
right.
day that you're here is a good day. So
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Very
So
true.
very cool. Very cool. So when you were in Toronto, did you
Mhm.
get a chance to take in the sights, the sounds, the food? What did you guys get up to while you were
Oh,
in?
so we were told by the production team that, we can explore the city, but due to the insurance, we are not allowed to leave the city. So, of course, we never went to see Niagara Falls. Like, we didn't do those things. Why would you?
Yeah, you should. You should
You
have
should.
tried
But
them.
we did,
Oh, you
obviously.
did. Oh, good. So you did leave the city. That was
Nobody's
after the
nobody's
show,
gonna
right?
watch this. We're
Yeah,
not big
that
enough.
was
Yeah,
Don't
after
worry.
we
After the
finished.
show.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
after we finished. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So after
Good
the show
job.
finished, you got a chance to enjoy the city.
You
So you
went to
did Niagara
Niagara
Falls.
Falls.
Fun.
Oh, it was really good, actually. And I think seeing it from a Canadian side is so much better,
Mhm.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much nicer. Because actually, you
Yeah.
can see the waterfalls not before them, which makes no sense to me. But yes, so definitely, if somebody wants to see Niagara Falls, go to Canada.
Go to Canada.
Nice.
When I
Very
first went there, I was, for some reason, I don't know why it astounded me so much that you're just driving down the road and then all of a sudden there's the falls right there. Like, I guess I felt like you had to go through an entryway or something.
I agree. I was so shocked. It was just surrounded by
Waterfalls.
casinos,
Yes.
Casinos.
Lots of
everything.
casinos.
I just thought you would be in the middle of nowhere. There's a waterfall, and it's gonna be like incredible. I mean, it
Mhm.
was,
Yeah.
but behind you, I just had no idea that that's what it was
Yeah.
surrounded by.
Yeah.
Did you
All
go
the
Yeah,
to
souvenir
Clifton Hill?
shops and
Yeah.
we had a little look in,
Yeah.
but we had to rush back.
Well, you had to rush back to catch a plane to go home.
yes.
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 Did you get to check out any of the bakeries or patisserie in Toronto while you were there as well?
Yeah,
Oh,
we did.
absolutely,
We
we
ate
did.
very well. God, I can't remember names, but we had
That's
a lot
okay.
of delicious
Oh my
things.
God, remember the one with all the eclairs?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What I can't remember what that was called.
And obviously, it was
It's
Jericho, you're not gonna remember, but that was really good.
A lot of
yeah.
Had,
different kinds of players.
I still remember I had this violet eclair with lavender. Really good.
Oh.
Yum.
Yeah, I'm going there
Where was
next
that?
month, so you're gonna have to, if you remember, let us know.
But
Oh, it's like
we have a
a
list.
man's name and surname eclairs.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what?
Helpful.
I bet we could find
There
it
you
based
go.
on that.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Where was that what was the name of that restaurant that we went to
The
twice?
swan? The
Was it the
swan, little
Swan?
swan, white
Oh,
swan.
so good.
Something
Like,
with swan.
A
yeah, it
swan.
was the
Swan.
Swan.
Swan
A
It was
little
restaurant.
French bistro. Little French bistro. And they did really amazing, like sort of fried steak. Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, it was
Hmm.
so delicious. And they had corn dogs as well. And they were
Very good. So you like corn
they had
dogs
like
here?
little
Big on
mini
the
corn
corn
dogs. I
dogs.
didn't realize I was such a fan, but I've
Yeah.
become a real fan of corn dogs.
That's it. Do they
Yeah.
have them in London? Are they readily
I
available in
mean,
London?
they are popping up now in
Okay.
places like the Korean corn dogs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You've got them
not
at
the
Borough
classic
Market, got
American
them
corn
in,
dog.
yeah, you can buy them easily.
Did
Yeah.
you
They
find
even made their way through to Brighton, so they must be everywhere now.
they're taking over the world?
Corn dogs.
That's
One corn dog at a time. But as long as you can corn dogs, like a plain corn dog is, I guess it has its moment, right? It's good. Josh, my son Josh loved corn dogs as a kid, and him and his
Mhm.
buddies. So that was a normal staple around our household. But if you can elevate them in some way, with
Absolutely.
the sausage that you use, like the homemade cornbread.
Absolutely.
The
And
sauces you use on top,
yes,
maybe a bit
right?
of crunchy onion. So
Yes.
hungry. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
not big on corn dogs, but it makes me want a croquette, which is like Dutch
Mm,
from my background, and oh my goodness, now I want that.
delish.
yeah,
I'm hungry
So good.
now.
very
All
cool.
right, let's move on here because we have a little game that we like to play.
We're very bad at games, as you haven't
Excellent.
noticed
This
yet.
is easy. This
This
one will
one's
be
easy.
really nice and easy.
They said the same about CrimeSceneKitchen. It will be easy. It wasn't, okay?
There's absolutely nothing at stake here, Janusz. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, there's nothing on the line here. There's no $100,000 prize at the end of this game.
Nope, nope.
So no pressure, no pressure, just fun, just fun. So it's a
Okay,
game
Cristina.
called This or That. So we're going to ask you a series of questions, give you a few different options, and you just let us know what your preference is. And we'll see how aligned you guys are, how different you are. Again, no stress, no judgment, maybe a little judgment, but for the most part,
She's
all
already
fun.
given you the judgment about the raisins. That's
I
all the
already did
judgment
that.
you're gonna
All
get.
good.
So
It's all good. So let's get started. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Tea?
tea.
Well, he's British, isn't he?
Yes, he is
Obviously.
Must be
British.
British. Is there a place and time for coffee ever, Keiron, or just
I love coffee as well. I
okay?
have probably 2 or 3 coffees a day.
Mhm.
I wake up and have a flat white every morning.
Nice.
But I could probably live without coffee. I don't think I could live without tea.
Okay, there you go. Okay, that's a good way of answering.
And I really love coffee as a hot drink, as a cold drink. With tea, I absolutely love iced tea. That's my favorite cold drink. But
Mm,
I would still choose coffee over tea.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Is there your
and
tea?
Keiron, do you make a proper cup of tea?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, okay.
You hold a sugar cube between your teeth and sip it through the sugar cube?
Oh no, I don't do that. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I read
It's
it
not
somewhere.
absinthe. I
like-
think they got it confused with absinthe.
Oh,
Oh,
absinthe.
yeah, it's a little
Probably.
different.
That's
I read
different.
it somewhere and I just keep thinking about how much my teeth ache just
Yeah,
thinking
no,
about
I
it. Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
Next question. Sweet or savory bakes?
Sweet.
Yeah. What are your favorites? What's your favorite thing to bake
And eat.
and eat?
For me, I love making anything with choux pastry. So,
Mhm.
like a Paris Brest is probably my go-to all-time favorite dessert. But I also love something quite simple like a tatin, something like that.
Yes.
If I go to a restaurant and there's that on the menu, I'm probably going to order that.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
for me, it's a chocolate cake. Anything with chocolate. Thank you. I'm done. Sorted.
To bake
Anything
too?
chocolate.
Is that your favorite thing to bake as well?
Oh
Janusz?
yeah, I make actually really mean chocolate cake, and everybody always wants my chocolate cake. And yeah, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty. That's that's the thing. Chocolate is my thing if it comes to this.
Chocolate's pretty
Nice.
darn
And
good.
you just posted a recipe on your Instagram handle not that long ago on a budget-friendly chocolate cake as well, made with mayonnaise.
Yeah, that
Right?
is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Good. Very
Look
cool.
at her paying attention to you.
Mhm.
We do our research here on the Baking Scrap.
Thank you.
Very
Okay.
important.
No, yeah, I absolutely love cake, and I think that doesn't matter if it's chocolate, but if it's cake, I'm very happy. If it's chocolate, even better.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There you
That's
go.
a very
Cake-
well-rounded answer.
Cake
I
and
like
choux. I love choux as well. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite mediums for sweet, savory, and I
Oh
mean,
no, I love to eat you. Hate making it.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that makes sense to me.
All right. Safety bake or elimination bake?
Safety bake.
Elimination bait.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I'm with you on that, Keiron. I mean, we haven't done it, but I always feel like if you win the safety bake, then it's like, oh, I don't get a chance to bake again.
Exactly.
Thank
Yeah.
God
Another
for
chance in
that.
the kitchen. Yeah, you're good
We've
with
been
that.
I'll be like, yes, bye. See you next week.
Janusz is like, great, we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's also you missed half of the episode as well. Like we literally had no idea what was going on. So yeah, I really, as much as I loved the safety of being a safety bake, doing it all, I wanted to do it all every time. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm sure it's quite daunting every time, but it's also an exciting new challenge every time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Going into that kitchen and being able to say, okay, well, last time we forgot to look here, so let's make sure that we do that this time.
And then there's gonna be no clue there because we've forgotten about it. So they know we're gonna check.
Aw. All right. The Bake Off tent. Oh, sorry, this is yours, Lisa.
I know, I just was like, wait a second,
sorry,
that was
go
my
ahead.
question. No, it doesn't matter. We can both ask questions. It's allowed. All right, the Bake Off tent or Crime Scene Kitchen studio?
I'm gonna say one thing. Baking in a tent. We are not designed to make cakes in the middle of a field in an open marquee with no air conditioning, especially when you're trying to make something with chocolate. Looks great on TV, but very not practical. So studio control temperature. Yeah, the energy supply is always the same.
Yes.
Nothing fails. So, if it comes to comfort of baking, like studio was so much better because normally I run really hot. So there was moments in the time when I was like, I am melting my teeth off. I'm just gonna go crazy in a moment, which in the studio didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
Crime Scene Kitchen.
And you know what I really loved about the Crime Scene Kitchen is how colorful it was as well. And so much fun. And your outfits too. Everybody's outfits were amazing. And you guys looked so awesome. And you often had like fruit on your shirts and stuff, and just so much fun and color. And like you guys were saying before, it's like unlike any other show, baking show out there. It's really such a fun show all across. Like visually, it's stunning, and it's fun to play along. And yeah, it's just it's a full package.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so proud and thankful to be asked to go on. So yeah, I think it was a great show, and I really hope it does really well. And
Yeah, we're excited for season.
Yeah, but the costumes were really interested because we both took suitcases full of our clothing, and then suddenly the wardrobe ladies were like, this one guy has everything in colors and crazy patterns, and this other one, everything is beige. What do we do?
Everything is beige.
So who was the beige guy?
He said you were beige.
I'm gonna keep it a secret.
I'm a beige girl.
And white and black and beige.
I mean, I don't wear shirts with ducks on them, but I do wear shirts with musical signs on them.
Yeah,
awesome.
You're very quirky today.
And Janusz, I must say, I'm a little bit disappointed that you're wearing black today.
I know.
I'm
shocked.
I've actually noticed Keiron's shirt, and I was like, I forgot him to change.
So do you like
I've got the Peter Pan on my back.
Oh, nice.
And
Nice. So are you usually like in your normal day-to-day life then just as colorful as you were on the show, or is this more sort of regular Janusz? Or is there such a thing as regular Janusz?
I'm normally very colorful. I like pop of color, but I was walking my dog and I wore my very spiky shoes that are black, so I had to have a black t-shirt.
So they had to match.
And that's the reason why it happened.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then I forgotten to change it to something more decent. And I'm very sorry.
Well, we forgive you.
Never go wrong with black.
I hope you can forgive yourself.
One day maybe.
Everybody's wearing black except me. I'm wearing beige.
Nope.
If I showed you my wardrobe, you will be surprised. There's color for every occasion. And actually, this isn't even my t-shirt.
Whose is it?
Simon's.
Oh yeah, I hope it's Simon's.
We're the same size, so we share clothes sometimes.
That's
The
handy.
controversy.
I mean, I share clothes
That
with
is
my
very
boyfriend a
handy.
The
lot.
drama.
That's the good thing about same-sex relationships. You can just steal clothes.
I mean, I still
Yeah.
steal Chris's clothes,
Well,
but
that as well, yeah. Fair.
not
I don't
the
know.
not the work pants or anything.
I was going to say, I don't wear any of my husband's stuff at
Yeah.
all.
That doesn't belong to him, what you're
This,
wearing right now.
no, no,
I
no.
think I highly recommend same-sex relationships if it comes to this. Trust me. Try
It's
one
too
day and
late.
you will never come back.
It's too late now.
Yeah, I think it's a little
It
late
is never too late.
for us. I guess
Well,
it's never
Chris.
too late, but yeah.
We'll see what
I
happens,
don't-
I guess.
I don't know what our husbands would say, but hey.
I went on a date with a girl one time, not realizing it was a date.
Oh,
I didn't know
no.
that she asked me if I wanted to go out for tapas, and I was like, yeah, that sounds great. We went out for tapas and she paid for it, and I was like, this is so lovely, thanks. And then we went back to her apartment, and then she put Pink on to listen to, and then she said, oh, have you ever been with a girl? And I went, oh, wait a second.
This wasn't like hey, let's get
I
together for
felt
dinner.
so-
It's a let's get together for dinner.
I had no, like, I was completely unaware.
Heartbreaker.
Oh, amazing.
ridiculous.
Amazing.
It's so silly, and it makes me feel so bad because I mean, then I was like, and I think I just laughed. And then, yeah, and then I had to go
Fun
back and
story.
work with her like the next day. She got over me. It's all good.
Okay, good.
And
As far
Keiron,
as
you
I'm
have you have
sure.
a story?
Have you stalked her on Instagram? Do you think she's fine?
Oh, I better. That was like 25 years ago, I think. No. So I hope she's fine.
Yeah,
Did you say, Keiron, you have a story like that?
you have a story, Keiron?
Oh no, I said at least it's a fun story.
Oh, yeah.
It is a fun story.
Yeah.
I still feel so bad. I'm like, oh, maybe I should call her and apologize.
Oh.
Nah.
Well,
Take it for tapas.
it could be a simple misunderstanding, right?
So
Yeah.
funny.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. All right,
There you
next
go.
question.
All right. Marzipan or fondant?
Marzipan.
I hate
Who is
fondant.
fondant? Who is fondant? Guys.
I know. My niece.
Yeah,
I
her
had to
niece
make my-
wants fondant.
Yeah, my niece turned 16 last year, and she always asks me to make her cake, which I'm honored to do. And it's a lot of fun. And she's like, I said, hey, send me some ideas, some inspo pictures and that kind of stuff of what you want and that kind of stuff. And she's like, and I want it covered in fondant. And I'm like, no, you don't want fondant. I could do all sorts of other stuff. It'll be really great and a lot tastier. And she's like, I really love fondant. She writes back. I'm like, what? Who loves fondant? One
Well,
person.
now we know. Now we know.
One person, my niece. Crazy.
I thought it was bad that my kids want an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen, but a fully covered, fondant covered cake.
Yeah. And I feel about the same about fondant covered cakes as I do about decorating sugar cookies.
She's
We
really
listen,
bad.
but we don't judge.
We don't judge.
I never said that.
I just said she's really bad at that, and that's the first time I've actually been the one who says that out loud. She
I'm
always
not
says
good.
it, but no,
Anyhow.
you get better with practice.
There you
Sure.
go.
Yeah.
Just don't want to practice that, and you're excellent at macarons, and I'm terrible at macarons. So
It's all good. We all have things that we prefer to make over things that we don't. So
Oh yeah, I completely refuse to work with fondant. This is my thing. I'm like, no, thank you, bye.
yeah, I
line in the
believe that.
sand.
I believe that definitely.
Yeah. And Keiron, did you do a lot of work with fondant, especially when you had your cake business?
I did, yeah. All of my wedding cakes were, I get, yeah, predominantly fondant. I love working with it. I really don't like the taste of it. I think
Yeah.
it's.
Did you make your own fondant?
I did a couple of times, but I could never make it as good as I could buy it.
Yeah.
So I thought, well,
Might as well. Yeah.
why would I do that to myself?
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to buy it. Come on.
Very
Let me
much.
show massive tap. Thank you, done.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Might as well.
Exactly.
If you have to use it, make it as easy on yourself as possible.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna taste the difference because nobody's gonna eat it. Apart from one person that we know now.
That's right.
Exactly.
You just peel off all the decorations. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. All right. Flavor first or presentation first?
I'm
Flavor.
going to say presentation.
Ooh,
This is why you're a team.
yes.
Yeah.
And
That's it. Like we did balance each other out so well. I was presentation. Janusz was taking care of making sure
right.
the flavors were correct.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. The inside's covered
right.
off, the outside's covered off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Did you like it when the judges would be peeking in to see what you were doing throughout your baking, or having it as a total mystery for them at the end, like on Crime Scene Kitchen, where they didn't see what you guys were doing, or they didn't
They
normally
would peek
come
in
around?
sometimes.
They
Very
would
And they were
awesome.
sometimes standing there for the whole bake watching us.
Were they?
It was stressful when they'd come round. Yeah.
Yeah.
I preferred it when they'd keep their distance.
When
I
they
felt
buggered off.
calmer. Yeah, I feel like you have to kind of perform for them as well. And you're like,
Mm.
oh yeah, I'm just doing this and you literally have no idea what you're doing, but you have to pretend like you know what you're doing. So it was nice when they kept their distance.
Mm.
I feel like every single time they were coming, I was cooking a curd or making a jam. Every single time. So they thought I'm just making curds and jam, nothing
That's
else.
all you do. All you do, and then you hand it
I
over
was
to
like-
Keiron.
There you go.
But cakes and jam, good stuff, I gotta say. Okay, soggy bottom or cracked top, which is better?
Cracked top. You can repair it.
Yeah, you can hide all those sins.
Exactly. Yeah. You
Well,
can't hide
that was a dumb question.
it.
Yeah, no such thing.
Soggy
as a
bottom is
question.
never good.
No,
No one
There
wants
is
to
no
soggy
saving.
bottom.
There is no saving grace about soggy bottom, And you
no.
can say, and crab, you can say it looks rusty. It's great. That's what it should be.
Yeah, that's
In
true.
fact, I think somebody on Crime Scene Kitchen, and I'm not sure if it was like the episode you were on or one of the family ones, that there was a baked cheesecake. I think they had, and
Yeah,
they
The
is
Japanese,
the Japanese cheesecake.
It was the families, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they actually flipped it around. They turned it
Mm.
upside down.
Yeah.
So because their cheesecake had cracked on top, and
That
so they
sounds
just like flipped it around.
so dangerous.
Can you imagine
What
if
a
they had a
genius
cracked top
idea.
and a soggy bottom?
Yeah. That's happened to me once. Not in baking.
I've been there, babes.
Oh, I do.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
I'm so glad
No.
you guys understand.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right. Solo baking or baking with a partner?
Partner.
Yeah, definitely partner.
Oh,
I love baking. Yeah, I get a bit bored sometimes if I'm on my own. I'm a very I'm a perfectionist, so I love being in the zone, but that's more for the finesse. When I'm baking and making all of these things, it's nicer to be with somebody else for sure.
Mm-hmm.
and then you get
Yeah,
each other's
baking-
perspective on it too.
Exactly, yeah.
Baking takes so long, actually, when you're cooking your cakes and then you can talk to someone. Yeah, that makes it so much nicer as well.
Yeah, and then you can taste test as well. Like
Yeah.
you have somebody else that can actually give you that immediate feedback on, hey, is there enough? Can you taste the whatever flavor I'm making?
Mhm.
Is there
That
enough
is
lemon
good.
in here? Is there enough?
Yeah.
Do we need more salt?
Yeah.
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 It's kind of like with art, if you've painted something or drawn something and you're just spending too much time on it, and then you just go away for a little bit and then you come back and get, a fresh perspective on it. Well, there you've got a built-in person to give you some fresh perspective immediately.
Right away.
That is very true. That is very true.
Mhm.
All righty.
Nice. All right.
Now we've got the last question, which we've already answered. So the big question on the Great Canadian Baking Show, butter tarts, raisins or no raisins? We have established
Raisins.
You
guys
both are
like
raisin guys.
both like raisins.
Love raisins. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
She's
Have
just
you
like,
tried wine made from raisins? It's really good.
What's that?
wine made
Have you
from
tried wine made from raisins? It's really
Wine.
good.
No.
Yeah.
Wine made from raisins isn't most
Yeah.
wine made from raisins? I like the wine
Before
part.
they get to the raisin.
Yeah, that's before the way to the raisin bit. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be something to try. All right.
Pedro
So now,
Jimenez, I highly recommend.
highly recommend. Excellent.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
All right. Well, yeah, wine. I'm good to taste any wine. Happy with that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
before we wrap up here, we always like to ask our guests if they would give us a baking scrap, which is a tip or a trick for people who may be new to baking or who maybe just want to get a different, fresh perspective or idea on something that they can do with their baking. So, do either of you, both of you, have a
I think
baking
we
scrap?
together have a really good thing because we are both using it. And we had this discussion with Keiron actually, and it's such an interesting thing because if you want to elevate your bake and make it sound more interesting and a little bit more posh, play with the salt element because you
Oh.
always add a little bit of salt to your baking.
Mm.
So you need to think what will match with it. So if you make a chocolate cake, add a little bit of soy sauce. If you're making, for example, a banana bread, maybe tiny bit of light miso paste.
Oh.
So that's what you can actually come up with using different kinds of salty things in your baking to make this a
Oh.
little bit more interesting. If you're using caramel, you can add tiny bit of marmite. So I don't know if you know what marmite is.
We do know what
Yeah,
it
we
is.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's what you can play with around with the salt element of your bake. And I think if you say to someone, "Oh, this is actually a chocolate cake I made it with soy sauce," it really sounds more interesting.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
it gives
funny.
it, a bit more of an umami to it
Umami.
as well,
Exactly, yeah.
right? Which is, I
Hmm.
think, yeah,
Just more
Yeah.
layers of flavor in there.
complexity and yeah,
Oh, that's a great
Delicious.
idea.
Yeah, it's
love
good.
that.
Yeah. Mine would be there's a baker called Ravneet Gill. Don't know if you I'm sure you know who she is. Yeah, everybody does. She was also one of the judges on
I'm
Bake Off.
blissfully unaware.
Let's
Huh?
do
No,
it.
this is her little baking scrap, but I steal it and it really works and it's really good. You take a disc of parchment paper and put it on top of your unbaked cake,
Okay.
and then it allows it to rise perfectly flat. So you never need to cut the top off. You don't need baking strips. Yeah, it's perfect. It's great.
And you're telling me this now. And you are telling me this now.
It's a new trick that I learned not that long ago.
That's
But yeah, it's
amazing.
great. You just peel it off because you'll obviously have parchment on the bottom. You peel off
Yeah.
both bits of parchment and you have perfectly flat.
That is a
It's good.
life-changing.
That is
Is life
game
changing.
changer.
Yeah,
That is
very good.
amazing. I'd
Right.
never.
I'm going to the kitchen. I'm gonna try it.
You can't do
Can
that
you
with your
use it for
cornflake
your
tart,
corn?
babe.
Can you use it for your
Damn.
cornflake tart? Can you use that?
That's not gonna work. Not gonna work. Wow,
Oh,
I am very excited to try that.
Try
same
it.
here.
It's good. It works. Yeah.
I'm gonna try today. I've got to make some carrot cake today for
Ooh.
Easter.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
have carrot cake I just baked. So
yeah, so I'm gonna try it with that because the recipe I have it has like a little always ends
It
up with a
domes.
dome. So
Yeah.
so this is gonna be fantastic to try it
It
out.
will work.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kieran. I'll let you know.
nice. I have
My
to show you
pleasure.
my carrot cake because I'm
We
really
had to go on podcast. We had to go on podcast. So you share this secret with me. Spiteful.
You should call me.
Yeah, Kieran, I think you might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Sorry.
You're holding out on
Oh,
Janusz.
You knew
but
she
I
just
really
have
want to try it now.
We need to go on
Yeah.
another show together, and then I'll crack out all of these
Perfect.
tips. Like this is what we need to
Yeah.
do. If any
That
of
would be
you are out there
amazing.
watching,
That would be
Yeah.
amazing to watch you guys bake together again
oh yeah,
on a show, or better yet, have your own show.
Mhm.
I
Yes.
think
Well,
that is something that should happen.
That
Yeah.
absolutely should.
If you want
Um,
guests, we'll come and join
Yeah.
you.
oh, of course, not even a question.
That would be so much fun.
Absolutely.
I have a weird question. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Say what you were gonna say.
I was just going to say that we're getting together. since we've been on the show, we've been super, super busy. So unfortunately, haven't seen as much as I would like to see Janusz. But we have plans to get together and do a lot of baking coming up soon. So you will
Nice.
be seeing us together a bit more.
And we
Nice.
sing La Rue together.
You
Oh yes,
sing?
we are. We're going to a concert. Yeah.
Oh, seeing. I thought you said you're
Fun.
singing La Rue
We
together.
will be
Oh no,
singing.
no, no, oh no, 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 no.
But maybe you could sing while you're baking, though, after
Sure,
you
we
go.
always do.
And please post it on Instagram.
Yes. And remind us, speaking of Instagram and social media, do you guys want to share your Instagram handles and socials with everybody here as well? And so how to find you and follow along. And I highly recommend following both of these amazing, incredible bakers and people as well, because your sites are filled with beautiful color and excitement and great ideas and so much love and so much passion. So please follow these two fine bakers as well. So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, do you want me to say it?
yeah, you can just say it, and then we'll
Yeah.
make sure it's on.
We'll add it in.
Perfect.
Add it in
Yeah,
as well.
so my Instagram is Keiron_George, Keiron George. And you go.
And you can follow me at Janusz Bakes. And I'm not gonna spell it.
You're not going to
You're
spell it.
not. You're going to make
Yes, you
everyone
should know
struggle.
how to spell
You
it.
should know how to spell Janusz and Keiron both.
My
Such an
dad
easy
still
name
gets
to
my name wrong,
spell.
so that's why I have to
Listen.
spell.
It's the O. The O just messes everything up.
People always ask me
Ilya.
about my name and they think that it's difficult to spell, and I just all they can remember. J, anus, Z. And everybody remembers.
That's one way to remember.
Well, that is one way of always knowing how to spell your name, Janusz. Nobody will ever
Nobody
forget
asked
that.
me the second time. Nobody.
Oh,
Did
I'm
you
going to
see-
pronounce it wrong.
When they announced Janusz on Bake Off, the way that they announced him in social, because of the crop on the feed, it just said anus.
Oh no! Did they
It
ever
was
fix that?
hilarious. They kept it. I think it's still there.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to go back and
oh
take a
man,
look at
Yeah.
that.
that is hilarious.
Oh, well, that is
That was really funny.
awful and hilarious at the same time. Oh, man. Okay, so this is
Oh.
my weird question that I
Yeah,
was
I want to know your
ask.
main question.
Okay, so it's for Janusz.
Oh.
Does anybody tell you that you look like Paul Hollywood?
No,
Because I'm seeing it.
I'm
Mhm.
not that old.
It's your eyes.
A much younger version of Paul
Yes,
Hollywood.
much
then.
younger. And I
That's
was
true.
like,
I
oh,
appreciate.
did
Can
Paul
you give us a
Hollywood
Paul
ever go to
Hollywood
Poland?
accent? I'd like to hear your
Absolutely not. I cannot do accents.
You can do one
I,
accent.
I can give you a Paul Hollywood stare when you're baking.
Yes, ooh, that's good.
How about a
That's-
handshake?
Yeah, the handshake.
I would rather give somebody a hug than a handshake.
Yeah, hugs are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hugs much better.
I
I think
think,
like handshake is such an official thing.
yeah,
Mm,
that's true.
He's an official guy, though, isn't he? He's like a burly straight man.
yeah, that's
I'm trying very
Yeah,
hard to
the
be,
handshake. Keiron, what would your thing be?
It would probably be a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, nice.
yeah, to say job
So
well
much
done.
warmer and more
Yeah.
meaning.
I'm such a hugger, so yeah, I hug.
Oh,
Well, like today, I was on a shoot with some new clients I'd never met, and I went in for a hug.
I love that.
That is beautiful.
Well, I look forward to meeting you both one day when we do we were going to do a cross Canada tour. Now we're going to have to do a world tour because we have people we've interviewed in Australia and in the UK, and we're just going to have to fly all over the place. And then I'll get a real hug from you because I would love
Yes.
There you go.
That would be so sweet. But if you guys are ever make your way out to the Vancouver area, by all means, let us know. We'd love to show you around. We'd love
Open
to bake
invitation.
with you, and we'd love to make butter tarts for you guys to try as well. Obviously with raisins. I'll make that
well,
exception.
That might happen, hopefully, because I want to apply to be an air hostess. I want to try being an air hostess for a moment to travel the world.
Oh, do
So
that. That
maybe
would be great.
I will travel to Vancouver maybe one day.
That
Yes,
would be fantastic.
that would be great. You let us know when you've got
So
a
cool.
stopover. That's so exciting. That'd be really good. All right. Well, thank you both for
Amazing.
joining us
Thank
today.
you.
This has
Thank
been
you so much. It's been a
much
real pleasure.
anticipated. I've loved it.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you guys are the best. And we wish you so well in wherever your careers bring you next. You guys are soaring right now with everything that you're doing. And we can't wait to continue watching all the beauty that you create day in, day out. So thank you again so much for joining us. It's been
Thank you
such
so
an
much.
honor and pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. It's been
Thank
Thank
you
great.
you.
so much. Have a lovely day, and we're gonna have a lovely night here.
Awesome.
Yes.
And
Wonderful.
enjoy your cornflake tart.
Oh, I
Yes.
will. I will
Happy birthday
probably
to
post
Simon.
it. Maybe, I don't know.
Save me a slice. Save me some.
Yes.
Hey, no worries.
We've got to find a recipe for this and try it ourselves so we
Yeah,
can
no kidding.
Dr. Edgar has a good one, apparently.
Okay.
Oh,
So that's
oh,
what I'm gonna go with. I'm
okay.
gonna trust Dr. Edgar.
Excellent.
There you go.
That's
Let
the
us
only
know.
doctor I trust.
Well, let us know how it turns out and have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much, both of
Thank you
you.
so
Yeah.
much. Bye
Guys, been a
Thanks, you
pleasure.
Bye.
guys. Bye.
What a great couple of people there.
That was so fun.
I really enjoyed that. I'm so glad we got the chance to chat with them. So
Same
much
here.
fun to learn a little bit more about them. And yeah, amazing.
Yeah. And they were so much fun to watch on Crime Scene
Both.
Kitchen. And I didn't catch Bake Off the Professionals.
No, I
don't
don't think
know.
either of us really knew about it. I think we played that off pretty well. You didn't. You admitted that you didn't know, but I was kind of like, "Oh, yes, of course." But I think I had read it somewhere and forgotten about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would be nice to be able to track that down and watch
Yeah.
Keiron.
But for sure, I mean, you could see how these two worked so well together. I mean, they did get a chance to collaborate on Janus's new cookbook, Baking
Mhm.
with Pride. And honestly, people, this is such a feast for the eyes as well as for your stomach once you make some of these beautiful, beautiful things that
Words.
they've got in here. And Keiron was responsible for all the styling, food styling. And I mean, look at that. I mean, just stunning how they've captured the bakes and the brightness and the personality of Janus is
Yeah.
all like so well captured in this beautiful, beautiful
That's a
cookbook.
hardcover
And
book. That's
it's available
beautiful.
on Amazon, both in Canada as well as in the US.
That's
So
amazing.
kind of highly recommended. And Janus also has some of his recipes from Polish. There are quite a number
Oh,
of Polish recipes in here as well for some sweet treats with
awesome.
obviously the Janus kind of style and fabulous,
Just zhuzhed
colorful.
up a little bit, right?
Yeah, he Januses it up.
You nooshes it up. I like it. Loved it. Well, everybody, you can find that on Amazon, and we hope to be able to feature more people from overseas because, boy, what a great group of people who actually were responsible for getting us interested in the Great Canadian Baking Show and then everything else. It basically started my baking journey.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
we owe a
pretty,
lot to Bake Off for sure.
we sure do.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
So
we look forward to seeing you again next week. And thank you all for joining us for this conversation with Janusz and Keiron. And we hope you have a wonderful day. Happy baking!
happy baking, everyone.